next story takes place in Killaloe, County Clare. Little Brianna is 3 years old and Great Dane Charlie is her best friend.
He's your average dog to anybody that would come into the yard or whatever. He barks at cars. When we go off riding, he comes, he follows us off up the mountain and he does doggy stuff. But the minute Brianna comes into the yard, he has a different agenda. She was born with an underlying genetic condition, which we haven't rightly got to the bottom of just yet, but the main feature, or one of the main features of it, is epilepsy.
Soon after Charlie's arrival, Mum Arabella started to notice some unexpected behaviour.
Charlie was here about 3 months, 4 months, and I did feel that, God, you know, he's starting to get a bit boisterous. Now, whereas he would have never knocked her over, he would have got quite giddy around her and just like, you know, if you're going to throw a ball for a dog and they sit there wobbling, he'd get quite like that. But then quickly discovered that shortly after this type of behaviour, Brianna would actually have a seizure. And it was only until I actually went out into the yard one day and she was actually in the middle of a seizure, frozen, rock solid, stiffened over on top of him. If he'd have moved, she would have just fallen straight to the floor and split her face and her head open. And he was just stood there looking as if to say, help, don't know what to do. But he didn't move, he just stood there. And that's when we realised that he was actually onto something really quite amazing.
Somehow, Charlie seems to have picked up that Brianna is special and is able to protect her.
He definitely knows when she's going to have a seizure. I don't know how he knows. I don't know, is it through brainwaves? They sense, do different smells? I think all dogs can pick up on it because whereas my other 2 dogs, I firmly do believe, know Brianna's special, they won't go near her. They won't have anything to do with her. Even the day we brought her home from hospital, they scarpered.
Today, Charlie and Brianna go everywhere together.
We're off to drop Brianna down to her playgroup. She goes twice a week, normally from about 9:30 till 12:30, 1 o'clock. And it's just basically to get her interacting with other kids and get her used when she starts school.
Where are we, Brianna? We're at school.
Say, Kathleen, I'm bringing my dog to school. So can I have a kiss? Have a kiss from Mum?
Charlie, you go with the big boys and the small boys.
Okay,
Inside the front.
off you go. Give Charlie a kiss. You're having to sit up? As a 3.5-year-old child, 4-year-old child, she is absolutely remarkable. I'm allowed to say that because I'm her mum. But no, she is genuinely the most happiest little child, and anyone from her little playgroup you go to any of the doctors in the hospitals, anyone will tell you that child is always smiling. Hold your reins. Let Mummy show you. There, go, and here.
Brianna's condition has not curtailed her love of life, and thanks to Charlie, she is getting along just fine.
If there's a car coming up the road, he will hear from half a mile down the road that there's someone starting to come up our road, i.e. the postman or someone, and he'll be straight over to Brianna just to make sure she doesn't wander out in front of the car. I know Charlie has taken the brunt of some of her frustrations at times. He will get a tail snapped in half or an ear pinched or something, but it doesn't seem to bother him at all. I don't know what I'd do without him. I've always had Danes. I've never had one like him. I've always had animals. I've never seen this type of interaction. I'm very lucky, actually. I'm lucky to have had this. He has made a dramatic change for us anyway.
No, you're a dog!